What's up, everybody? Welcome to another vintage cube draft here on my YouTube channel. What do we have here? Thoughtseize, great start to a draft. Pest Infestation. I mean, I love those two cards. I think it's going to be Thoughtseize. I think between clearing the way for broken stuff and disrupting your opponent's broken stuff, breaking off some aggro curve, getting information on how to play around answers, I think that card is the best. I do love Pest Infestation. Good in any deck, I would say. I'm splashing it all the time. I think Pest Infestation is the most likely to make my deck, but I think just seeing a card in my opening hand, Thoughtseize is the best one. What else do we have here? Not much. Honorable mention to Caracas. Caracas is awesome. I'll also play that in almost any deck, unless I'm like 3 colors, not white, and not the perfect mana base. But yeah, Thoughtseize, great start to a draft. Okay, I'm going to follow that up with Reanimate. Reanimate is a great card, animating like big stuff, but it's also just good in a normal game of Magic. Oh, Thoughtseize your whatever, 4-drop, reanimated. Counter your 4-drop, reanimated. You lose one of your creatures, reanimated, most likely at a discount, right? So yeah, Reanimate is a great follow-up. Had I taken Pest Infestation, I would probably also take Reanimate, but I guess Noble Hunter could be a consideration. Passing a counter spell here. Huh. Yeah, now is already the first, real choice for me. Am I gonna take the reanimation just out of the packs and hopefully reap the rewards, or am I gonna take Hymn to Torak, which is just great in any black mid-range deck with heavy commitment to black mana elf, so that's kind of an important detail. But basically the philosophy whether I think how valuable it is to try and go broken versus how valuable it is to have like just a super serviceable disruptive tool. I'll try and get rid of the reanimation stuff from the packs and hopefully reap the rewards like a champ. What do we have here? We have some tutoring power with Spellseeker. Let's say you end up in a deck with Entomb, Animate Dead. No, not Animate Dead. Entomb, Reanimate. Then all of a sudden this card will bind it pretty well together. But I think the versatility of a card like Bitter Triumph fits my style a little bit better here. It's on color. I mean, we don't have to be blue. Sometimes that's just, the case that I incidentally end up in blue, but I don't think that's necessary here. Right now, I'm still on the fence about the Death versus Hymn pick, because Hymn is just so solid in your black midrange deck. This pick is interesting. Shallow Grave. The haste reanimators are very high variance in my opinion. I like them, but it's not like I'm like, whoa, what a sick 5th pick. I'm actually going to go for Grist here. I think Grist is just great. If I can end up in black-green with a little bit of reanimation theme, I would love that. Grist is just so solid. Like, even mills over reanimation targets from time to time. That's just bonkers. What's next? There is some fixing in case I see blue cards in my deck in the future. But I'm actually going to take Triplicate Titan. I think Triplicate Titan is a very decent reanimation target. Honorable mention goes to Titania. That card can really go to work with like fetches, strip mine, etc. I'm going to take Triplicate Titan here and see if we can cheat that card into play. Who knows? Okay, so that's a late Narset. There's also Inti, which incidentally gets rid of creatures from your hand. Baleful Mastery, I'm actually not that big of a fan of. And then there's Elvish Reclaimer, which speculates on Strip Mine, Ursa Saga, and putting together Merit Lage combo stuff. I guess it's time to take... Oh! Huh. I meant to take the Narset here. There's sometimes some, like, when you mark or you reserve the cards here, it can be kind of strange. So that's not an Narset. So let's see if we can get back to actually picking what we want. So Flesh Gorger is the black mid-range card of the pack. Woodfall Primus is like the fatty card of the pack. This card would be good with Natural Order, Reanimation. Maybe I'm supposed to take that. Is this our first pack? I think it is. Okay, we didn't wheel anything of relevancy for us, I would say. There's something to be said about the Lionside Diamond with haste reanimators. And the rest is just not interesting. I think the boat kind of sailed on the blue, which is obviously pretty sad. If I had the Narset, I could have, yeah, made some different choices. But we are where we are. Nature's Claim, if I end up in a fair green-black deck, that card is decent. In a perfect world, it's a sideboard card. Okay, so a bit messy, but we did a good job of clearing out the reanimation stuff. The Hymn to Torak did get picked, which is unfortunate. So funnily enough, if we had the Narset in our pool, we would go Echo of Eons here. And we would probably also go Sail into the West. I'm gonna pick maybe just Tarmogoyf, good old Tarmogoyf, and try and play the Rock. Huh. 2 fatties and Beseech the Mirror. I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna go for the blue land. Yawgmoth. Okay. I don't mind that card. That card is great with tokens. So right now I have 3 creatures, which are all good with the card Flash, and I picked up Fixing, so who knows? I might end up in a deck like that. What do I have here? Another great, reanimation target, but I mean, we have those in abundance. Maybe this is where we take Watery Grave and try and set up the blue splash. Is that terrible before we even have the cards Flash or Power or whatever? Maybe it is. Maybe it's supposed to be Windswept Heath, and then try and wield the Witherbloom command. Or the Bone Shards, I guess. Bone Shards is actually a good one, because I have so many fatties. Okay, I talked myself into taking the Bone Shards, but I have to do it right this time. Right-click, add. Perfect. Yeah, Bone Shards should be good. What do we have here? Through the Breach is good with all these 3. Can I get the Fixing and go Junt, or am I supposed to take Polluted Delta? I'm actually okay trying to speculate. I like it when it's useful to natural draw my fatties. Lotus Cobra is a decent card as well. Now I need red Fixing. I might not play the Worm Coil. I need red Fixing. There's Exhume. I probably have to take that, right? Yeah, I'm not passing too much here. Let's take Exhume, keep taking reanimation cards out of the packs. Also, funnily enough, green is not really open, which could prove a problem. What do we have here? So Toxic Deluge is always great. That card can just, win an aggro matchup by itself. Probe is always a decent pick. I'm not going to take Probe here, though. I'm going to take Smuggler's Copter or Toxic Deluge. So how many creatures will I have? Because crewing a Copter and discarding a fatty is, like, super awesome. I'm going to go for that. I think it's important to have, good ways to make use of natural drawn fatties. Whoa, what a pack. Demonic Tutor or Sheldred? I think it's Demonic Tutor, but casting a Sheldred here doesn't feel great. I guess it's a good sign. Demonic Tutor is consistency. Let's say we get Entomb, that's the dream. To put together Entomb plus Reanimation. Very hard to pass up. So right now, the Goyf is not here. I'm basically mono black, looking for Fixing for Grist and Fixing for Through the Breach. Yeah, this is looking cool. I would love some stuff like What would be great with Yawgmoth? Like, Ophiomancer is the card that comes to mind. That card would be great. Something like Hangerback Walker, I wouldn't mind. Just something that creates more than one creature. That would be pretty cool. Huh. No good mono black card. If I do go more into heavy green, Caryatid is useful. But I have to have like a lot of forests in my deck for that card to be good. Did I see Dark Depths in this draft? I think I did. I'm gonna try and take the Hex Mage and get the Dark Depths. I haven't gotten used to the old art on Dark Depths. Just think I registered it at some point. Lineside Diamond most likely not making the deck. Dark Slick Shores is only a card in case I get like Flash or Blue Power. Interesting draft. Also, the Hymn to Torque got picked up by someone. So somebody else is also in black. So I'm not just getting all black. So that person is also going to get Sheldred. But I mean, delayed Christmas gift, I guess. Thanks so much for joining me today. It's truly a pleasure to play Magic and share my passion for the game. Grief. Very nice. Very nice grief here. I mean, it makes sense. We got Demonic Tutor Sheldred, but we got it from the direction that I shipped. Oh, excuse me. That I shipped him to Torok. So what do we have here? We have Fixing or some Dark Depths redundancy. I'm going to take the Fixing here because I know I want the black-red duel. But it's funny if I get the Dark Depths here, I guess. I'm just not 100% sure I saw the card. We did wheel Witherbloom Command. I'm going to take that over the Grave Titan. I think I have enough, like, fatties. Witherbloom Command is decent if I'm playing a fair game plan. Dreams of Steel and Oil is like a decent fair card. Bulgari Rot Farm. That is some kind of fixing that I might need. Yeah, I'm gonna take this. I think I'm gonna try and play green spells in this deck. Blood Tithe Harvester is actually a good one. I'm gonna take that. Very late Uro, but that's not for me. Blood Chief's Thirst, decent card. I'm actually gonna take, let's see, I might be black-red. So let's say, for sake of argument, I get rid of those cards. Get rid of that, and I'm black-red, Reanimator, Sneak-ish. That's not unheard of. This pack is unheard of. Sol Ring and Black Lotus. Yeah. I'm gonna take the Black Lotus. Black Lotus enables me to go, like, multiple spells, like, oh, turn 1, I don't know, Bone Shard your creature, discard a fatty, reanimated, stuff like that. Oh boy. Okay, interesting pack. If I'm black-red, it's also funny I have this Underworld Breach alongside both Lotus and Lion's Eye. There is an argument I should have thought about that because I think Brain Freeze was in the previous pack. It really wasn't on my radar, which is kind of funny. If I'm black-red, I guess I take this Misty Rainforest. That can help me out. Even casting, splashing the Grist or whatever. Fatal Push is decent though. Yeah, I'll take Fatal Push. I'll try and maximize my black-red deck here. Archon is just an upgrade. in the fatty department, which is helpful. I'm gonna take Archon. I wonder what my worst fatty is. Wow, Minsk and Boo. Minsk and Boo over not much. I mean, I have Black Lotus, I have Rot Farm. I'll play this Minsk and Boo. Great pickup. Good fixer. Hope to wield the land. That would be awesome. There's Lotus Petal. Does that have any value? I'm going to try and remove this package to the sideboard. Lotus Petal versus Burst Lightning, I guess. Lotus Petal. Maybe Speed is the name of the game, like powering out Minsk and Boo, etc. The rest is strong. Blood Crypt is strong. I think this is a Blood Crypt for me. My mana is not the best. So with that, am I supposed to go Restless Vents? It's funny because Yogg-Will is great with the Lotus and Lotus Petal, but I'm not really sure I'm much of a grind deck. Entomb wasn't in this draft, or it was picked by another player. Wow, Gristlebrand. Gristlebrand over, not much. Okay. I need to figure out what my best baddies are. It's probably Primus and the black creatures. This looks like a fun deck. Vampire Hexmage is not making the deck. I could easily have missed the Dark Depths. I'm really bad at noticing when the artwork is not the one I know from paper. So how many things do we have to get rid of? Wow. What a good pack. Black was super open this draft. I think I'm going to go for Liliana because I was going to count how many cards I have to get rid of creatures in my hand. Bone Shards, there's an argument Thoughtseize also counts. Bone Shards, Bitter Triumph, Smuggler's Copter. That's 3. Blood Tithe Harvester, that's 4. Oh. I guess maybe then it's Vampiric Tutor. Okay. So I have Vampiric Tutor and Demonic Tutor. I'm not going to play any of these. Let's just take the Seething Song. I'm not going to play any of these. Let's pretend I'm going to play against this pot. I'll hate draft Scavenging Ooze. So right now, I need a few playables. But I guess it's not that big of a problem, you know, just adding Baleful Mastery or whatever. Can I cast the Grist? 1 green, 2 green. Probably can't cast the Grist at the moment. I wield land. But Magda is also kind of good. I'll take the land. If I have to play Baleful Mastery, so be it. Can't play any of these. Rule Turf. Who knows? Is Gruul Turf a card? Is Yawgmoth a card in this deck? That's also a good question. I don't think it is. Stop their Foundry. So now I probably need to add... I think I'm going to play the Grist. I'll try and, you know, not destroy my mana, but I think I kind of have to. So I'm trying to think about if I'm adding any card. I think I'm adding 1 card to the deck. Does Lionside Diamond work with anything else but Exhume? Lionside Diamond. I don't think it does. Let's not play that card. I guess it's a 4th fatty. Forsten, is that it? Forsten digs for lands and creatures. Wormcoil is kind of hard castable. Maybe I go for Wormcoil. That's fine. So now I'm adding 16 lands to the deck. Let's quickly check how much black we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess they count. Go to 12 black would be fine by me. Let's count the green. 1 green, 2 green, 3 green, 4 green. In order to play those cards, it's like at least 1 forest. Let's try with 1 forest and see how many mountains we have. Red sources rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 already, which is awesome. We can even go like this. I mean, this mana base isn't perfect, but I think it's okay. We're enabling powerful cards like Grist and Minsk and Boo, so I think it's definitely worth it. I'm very curious about how the bounce lands perform, because those can be like bad tempo, and part of this deck's strength is kind of being fast, it looks like. Okay. That's it for drafting and building. All we have to do is play out the matches, so see you there. All right, here we are for round 1 of the Vintage Cube Draft with John Dranimator. I have a sweet hand here. I can go, depending on what happens, turn 1, go to cleanup, discard Gristlebrand, turn 2, reanimate, or turn 1, kill my opponent's whatever, white 1-drop, mana dude out of green. And really put the pressure on. No play from the opponent. I'll go and discard the Gristlebrand. Let's see if the opponent has a 2-mana counter. If not, they're in trouble. Opponent is officially in trouble. So now I have to think about that I'm losing on the spot to Orcish Bowmasters. So, okay, that's it. Yeah, that's awesome, right? The only way for my opponent to dodge this was having like interaction for this reanimate, because if they play a creature out, I have bone shards. If they don't, I go to cleanup. On the play, this hand gets tricky, actually. I could see myself just, passing the turn there with 7 cards, not doing anything. But yeah, strategy on a very high level there. Turn 2 Gristlebrand for the concession. Yeah, this is another great hand. A bit slower this time. So let's see here. Turn 1, I can Demonic Tutor for Gristlebrand if I want to. I don't think I'm supposed to play like that. Well, maybe I am, because then if my opponent plays a creature, I Bitter Triumph, discard it. Huh. Okay, I'll try and go get Gristlebrand. The reason why I'm getting Gristlebrand over Archon here is I already have the removal in Bitter Triumph, and that's like my discard outlet. Let's see, I mean, some things can go wrong here. Opponent not playing a creature is one. I draw Archon. Huh. So now the question becomes, am I supposed to play Xander's Lounge? Yeah, I think I am. Because then the next turn I have Bitter Triumph and Reanimate on the same turn. Okay, so the opponent might play a slower game here with interaction. Now it's kind of my move. Another reanimation. The beautiful thing about Bounce Land is it doesn't reduce my hand size. So I can develop that, and then next turn I can go to cleanup if my opponent does nothing. And then I have double reanimation spell, then I will have reanimate and death. Let's see what the opponent does here, because if they, let's say they start attacking with carpet, then my life total is a concern. Okay, play that card out. Yeah, this is where Bitter Triumph really excels, because it also deals with walkers. My opponent needs a force here. Even draw that card, but I don't think I have time for that. So, destroy Oko. Discard Gristlebrand, reanimated. Is that how we play? There's something to be said about my life total here. Hmm. Okay, I'll try with Archon. Not 100% sure about that one, but let's go. Animate Archon. If it works, I go to 15. Draw a card. First is a good one. Let's see if the opponent has an answer here. They don't. Okay, I mean, Demonic Tutor is just insane glue in a deck like this. And obviously, like, throwing away a resource to power out your game plan faster is worth it if your payoff is Gristlebrand and Archon. Bitter Triumph really showed its, I guess, yeah, just how much different stuff it can do. Versatility here. Can kill a creature, can kill a walker. Uh, Even a discard outlet. Like, this was just perfect. Like, kill your Oko, put your fatty in the yard. I mean, what else can you ask for out of your 2-mana removal spell? That was a quick one. See you guys for round 2. Alrighty, round 2 on the play here with John Animator. And now we're back to reality. Not the best hand, but I'll keep it. Fatal Push to stem the bleeding. But we're, yeah, 2 pieces away from doing anything broken. Okay, now I'm going to check my deck list. What a draw. So Demonic Tutor, if I'm going to find like a single card that does something, I could see Minskenboo or Grist. I actually like delaying my decision here. Because let's say I draw like a discard outlet or reanimation, then I can decide on something else with Demonic Tutor. Korok. I'll kill that card with Fatal Push. There's Bitter Triumph. So if I Demonic Tutor for reanimation spell, I can Primus next turn if my opponent plays a creature. That's the thing. Okay. Demonic Tutor. So it's either Minskenboo or some reanimation. I think I like the chances of Minskenboo doing damage here. Woodfall Primus. Yeah, if my opponent doesn't play a creature, then I just don't like I don't like leaning on that, so to speak. Okay, Baleful Mastery. So let's see, how much damage is this? It's if my opponent plays another creature, this is a 2. Attacks, it becomes a 3. Okay, then Minsk dies. So I have to stay back with my 4/4, but maybe that's okay. If I stay back with my 4/4 and then next turn use my removal spells, is that how you play? Or do I just use my removal spell now? I'll try and develop the Minsk. I think it's reasonable that the 4/4 can protect Minsk, and then next turn I can use removal spells. I get crushed if my opponent has something like Swords of Plowshares plus creature, Solitude plus creature, like just cheap stuff plus a creature. Damn, and 2-drop works. Ooh, great sequence here from the opponent. So I lose my Minskin Boo. Hmm. Minskin Boo getting attacked for 4 is super tough. Wonder what I'm supposed to do here. I think I'll kill the big one. I'm not sure I have the time to beat it otherwise. Hmm. Yeah, sometimes like black-white disruption is awesome. Yawgmoth hits the field. Extreme doesn't do anything. I was just excited for a second. Let me check my sideboard real quick. I don't think I have anything I want to bring in. Don't really want to dilute my mana. Like, Witherbloom Command could be good, but... Well, maybe that's worth fighting for. Can that card kill 2 things out of my opponent's deck? Kill a 2-drop and, yeah, 1 toughness creature. Okay. Opponent's trading in the token for a card. I get Thoughtseized. Exhume hits the bin. So I can draw through the breach. That would be awesome. Play Grist. Create a 1/1, mill over Vile Smasher. Opponent cycles the land. Yeah, this game is not something I can win. Bowmasters, that's a good one to know about. Pinging, sacking, drawing cards. Yeah, beautiful. Yawgmoth with tokens, something I enjoy myself. Now the double attack on Grist and the grind continues. I really need that through the breach. Thoughtseize is not going to help me here. Solitude and Sheldred's Edict. Okay. So opponent with a very, very strong black-white disruption deck. I'm going to make a slight adjustment here. Witherbloom Command can potentially make a difference. Exile removal is also scary. This is a good one. I can go turn 3 Gristlebrand. If I go Blood Tithe Harvester and I discard the Gristlebrand to the blood, then if I draw a black card, I can even disrupt my opponent with Grief. Black card. Not a black card. I'll go Harvester, and then next turn Gristlebrand. I still have another draw to find something that clears. Ooh, Caracas. So Gristlebrand is only now draw 7. Let's see what I draw here. Blood Chief's Thirst. That is a good one. So now I can go kill Bob, reanimate Gristlebrand. I take 8. Activate. Draw 7. Now I can Grief. So let's see. What am I pitching to that Grief? I wanna be able to reanimate Archon next turn. Can I do that? Vampiric Tutor for Archon. Bone Shards my opponent's play. Yeah, that does work. So what if I pitch... Am I pitching Demonic Tutor? That sounds kind of crazy. I pitch Demonic Tutor. I go Grief my opponent, Petal, Thoughtseize my opponent. I'm at 3 life. Then I go next turn, Upkeep Vampiric Tutor. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work if I use my Petal now. So maybe Demonic Tutor is fine. I'll try. So Grief. Grief my opponent's Grief, I guess. Yeah. Play out the Petal so I don't discard it. Attack for 3. So in this situation, I think I messed up with the Vampiric Tutor. Because if I had the Vampiric Tutor, now that I saw my opponent's hand, I'm not too scared of these cards. I'm not gonna crack the Petal to Thoughtseize, so I actually have 1 more mana. But maybe it's okay. Because I go Vampiric Tutor, Bone Shards, Exhume. Yeah, that works. Okay. Pretty powerful draw here. But now that I think about it, I don't have a target for Bone Shards. Because my opponent's gonna Caracas, the Gristlebrand. I have to kill my own creature if I wanna build an Archon. Magic is a hard game. I could just, slow down here and go Thoughtseize your Snuff Out. Play Minskenboo attack. Seems tough to lose if I do that. Thoughtseize Minskenboo. Maybe I don't even care if that card's good. No, I wanna see my opponent's hand here. I go to 3. Also, yeah, Minskenboo is also kind of bad against Caracas, but at least it... At least it, like, keeps my opponent occupied. Minskenboo, attack for 7. My opponent can choose to snuff it out, but I don't think that makes much sense. Okay, snuff out it is. Yeah, does that make sense? I'm not sure. Let's see. They kind of need to hold up that Caracas. Lurrus hits the field. So what I can do here is I Demonic Tutor. Let's see. Demonic Tutor. Bitter Triumph away the Archon. Using my mana. Putting Archon in the yard. If the opponent saves Lurrus, then I can get in for 7 with my team. Yeah, this game is just over because Lurrus dies. They bounce the Boo. I attack. They kind of know what's coming here, right? Just too much stuff. So Gristlebrand, despite facing Caracas, is still strong, obviously. I think it's okay. I have a good mix here. Archon is good versus Caracas. Gristlebrand is the best if Caracas isn't on the field. Huh. Complicated, because Black-White has so much disruptive stuff. A lot of mana here, meaning we can play a lot of things from the top of our deck. I might even go turn 1 Grief. Not the best use of a Lotus, though. When it's on a mulligan, it's once you've seen like tutors, fast mana, stuff like that, you're more likely to mulligan mediocre hands, which is another, boon to playing broken. Archon, the draw for the turn. So how much mana have I got here? I have enough mana to cast Archon. Is it turn 4 Archon? I think it is. So maybe I just start, building for that. Turn 4 Archon. Let's try it out. Keeping Lotus and Petal in hand is, debatable. Him to Torak. Opponent puts Archon in my yard. Oh boy, what a sequence. So what I can even do here is clear my opponent's hand with Hardcast Grief. And then Archon my opponent. Yeah, this is unheard of. Do I care about any of these cards? I really don't think I do. I'll just take the currency converter. Yeah, him to Torag against Reanimator. Didn't really work out this time. Yeah, opponent concedes instantly. Yeah, that's a huge punishment. My plan here was to build up to natural cast Archon. But yeah, we fast-tracked and cheated it into play turn 2 on the back of the opponent's hymn instead. When you're running hot, you're running hot. Let's see if we can finish the job for in round 3. Don't go anywhere. Hey everyone, this is it. The finals. We're 2-0 here with my beautiful Jund Reanimator deck. On the draw means free discard outlet, which which is an offer I might accept. So if I discard the Gristlebrand turn 1, I go turn 3 Exhume with no life loss. I can also turn 2 Grief my opponent, since at that point the Gristlebrand is already gone. Yeah, I think that's just easily the play. Then I go discard Gristlebrand, turn 2, most likely I'll Grief, pitching the life death. Then the problem becomes, if the best card in my opponent's hand is a creature, I guess it doesn't make any sense to take it because of Exhume. Also, let's see if the opponent is like mono red aggro, or they can have some kind of interaction. This is basically banking that I'm not getting mana leak or whatever. Speaking of that, but let's Grief. Clearing the way here. So I'm actually forcing my opponent to have double interaction for the Gristlebrand, or for the Exhume, rather. I guess dealing with the Gristlebrand isn't that great. It's at least a draw 7. Lose focus. Okay, so Grief doesn't happen. So now my opponent needs to have one more counter. Or Reanimation of their own, of course. Beautiful. Is this click? Oh, Fire Ice. Okay, perfect. Great play from the opponent. Buying a turn here. Close this program. It's not really useful. Sorry about that. The opponent time walked there with Fire Ice, which is a great play. They're like, okay, I can't beat the card Reanimate, but at least I can buy a turn against 2 mana Reanimator card, like Exhume or Animate Dead. Blood Chief's Thirst might come in handy, I'm not too sure. It only kills 2 mana and down, unless I pay 4 mana. So the trick is, let's say my opponent plays Iconoclast or Rona. Then I want a Bloodchief's Thirst after the Exhume for two reasons. One is Daze on the Exhume. The second one is I kill my opponent's creature, then cast Exhume, and just comes back. I didn't really accomplish anything. Expressive Iteration. The opponent's on the lookout here. Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Duress will work, as will free counters like Force Will, Force Negation, Gush. Okay, so the opponent is not casting that Gush. Wow, Demonic Tutor. Okay. So yeah, that'll be great if this doesn't work. Let's see. Exhume hits the stack. Bristlebrand's in play. I think I'm supposed to not activate. What do I get punished by? Orcish Bowmaster specifically. Maybe it's just good to pass here. The reason to activate is I get to clean up and get to put another fatty in the yard. I think I'm okay here. No activation. I'm too scared of the Bowmasters. Play too much Constructed, I think. Baleful Strix is, on the surface, a cool card to, you know, stall against Gristlebrand. Here, I can safely respond and see what's going on. Oh, so many beautiful cards. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker hits the field. Can I do anything broken? Through the Breach. So let me think here. If I go Demonic Tutor, Black Lotus, land Black Lotus, Through the Breach, Archon, opponent sacks. My opponent takes a horrible amount of damage then, right? So how much damage is that? It's 13 plus 6. So put my opponent to 1. That sounds great. Let me see if I can just find what I need here, and I don't have to Demonic Tutor for the Lotus, which would be like turning Demonic Tutor into a Lotus Petal, basically. Let's see if I can draw Petal or Black Lotus on these 7 cards. Let's see what the opponent's up to here. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Play Lotus. That's 6 mana. So I have 7 mana available here. That is 7 mana. That's a good chunk. So red, Through the Breach. Am I supposed to Thoughtseize first? I don't think so. Through the Breach, Archon. I draw, my opponent discards. I'm getting in for, I think it's 19 damage. Depleting my opponent's hand completely here. Bolster my own life total. The opponent takes 13. So now I'll just look at my deck list here and see if there's anything I'm missing with Demonic Tutor. Oh, I lost track of the deck list. So, I'm up to 19. Maybe, can I reanimate the Grief? Did I draw into reanimation? Didn't. So, let's just Thoughtseize. Take the Culligan's command. Guess I don't have any more plays. Do I have a swamp? No swamp. Just play out a forest, pass, discard, 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 discard. Oh, I did have a swamp. My bad. Copter, fatal push, thirst, Primus. Okay, so now it's up to the opponent to find something insane and combo me out most likely, which is possible. Comboing me out. Oh, my opponent only discards one card. I'm scared. Oh, okay, free reign makes sense. That is better than a random card. So I have to get breached here. Let's see. Let's see it, opponent. They need an answer for Minskenboo and Gristlebrand. Vendilion Click. You got it. So now, even if the opponent finds an answer for Minskenboo, I have Bone Shards to clear the blocker. We take down game one with another bestial draw. Okay, so we're playing against Grixis. Grixis fair stuff. Do I have the fatties for the job? I think I do. Yeah, I mean, let's just run it back and see if we can continue the trend of drawing like madmen. Turn 1 Grist is not terrible. It's not like broken, but could be just what the doctor ordered against a fair deck. Pearl hits the table. Black Lotus Grist. Pause from the opponent. Possible force of negation in the house. Funnily enough, if my opponent dazes now, they delay my Grist. But it doesn't really make much sense to take that gamble, in my opinion. Grist hits the stack. I start milling, which is actually a way to put fatties in my yard. I haven't done that yet, but could happen, right? I draw Reanimate, which seemingly does nothing, and then the Grist just, paints away. Making it another token, milling over Smuggler's Copter. Play the newly, freshly drawn tap land, creature land. Let's see if the opponent has Vendilion Click on the end step. That would be a pretty sweet play to try and take out my Planeswalker, maybe with the aid of a burn spell. It's a nice time to click if you think your opponent has sorcery removal. The Bone Shards really... Maybe, did my opponent see the Bone Shards last game? Or did they click themselves? I can't really remember. This is a great way to get rid of Grist. The opponent did a great job here. If they play the click before, they risk losing it. Also to the Planeswalker activation. What do we have here? We saw Mulligan's command last game, but I guess that's not it with no black mana. Okay. So we're getting Mulligan's commanded here. Maybe like kill Grist. And then what? Kill Grist and I discard a card. Okay, that's actually brave play. I discard a mountain. Grist is gone. The opponent has successfully dealt with it. The Gush, when you don't have a land drop, that's a cool play. I'll go Wild Smasher, the Fierce. Let's see if this card is fierce enough to do some damage. The opponent did a good job of dealing with my Black Lotus Planeswalker play. And I now think they're ahead this game. Flame Slash hits the Wild Smasher, it's gone. I think what I'm supposed to do here is attack with The vent. Yeah, I should have played forest there, actually. Good thing is I can just discard the swamp. Minsk and Boo, a great draw. But the thing is, right now I'm racing my opponent, so I really want them to like tap down from counterspell. Okay, that didn't happen. That did not happen. I was about to say that the race is kind of forcing my opponent to tap down, so I can maybe sneak in the Minsk and Boo. Exhume. So is this a creature in my graveyard? I think it is. I think it is. I'll try. Let's grist. At least grist is going to be a good like punching bag. Oh, I also have Vile Smasher. I didn't think about that. Vile Smasher. No, I think the Planeswalker is better. So create a token. And now I have to think about what did I see game one? I think I saw lose focus. So because of that card, I think I'm supposed to kill the Baleful Strix now. What's the alternative? Doing it on my opponent's upkeep, they lose focus, so to speak, and I get to have Minsk going. I steal the mana on my opponent's turn. Is that... maybe that's better. Okay. So I pass. And then kill the Strix. So here I expect to get loose focused with one replicate. Or whatever. Two replicate? I don't know. Storm 2. Okay, that didn't happen. Huh. Okay. But the thing is, I'm just winning with what I have right here. Hmm. My opponent did not deal with the push. They have a full grip. I feel like I should just keep attacking with my land here. Slow and steady. I succeed. Holding the Minskin Boo. Tough to say if it's smart or terrible. Does the opponent have the Spud removal? There's definitely something here. Oh, Mystic Confluence. Okay, so this is better for me than, you know, having my Minsk countered and stuff. So get in for damage, replay the land. I'm still in slow and steady mode here. Mystic Confluence, that's a good one to know about if there's a game 3. So this is basically the turn where I once again am hoping my opponent lets their guard down, but the thing is, if they let their guard down, is probably for some play that is as good as the Minsk double Mox. Paradoxical outcome, drawing 2 cards. That works for me. Probe. Now the opponent sees the Minskin Boo. Problem is, the off-color Mox lets my opponent replicate the 2-mana counter I've been... Okay. Huh. I don't really... The thing is, I don't really believe that the Minskin Boo is going to resolve. I think my plan is here to beat counters. This is a Braid. Okay, that card's getting iced. That's annoying. Still getting in for chip damage. Gonna play my freshly drawn bounce land, I believe. Let's do that. Turn a mountain. Pass. So I'm still winning the race, but the opponent has a better hand than me. I think that's pretty safe to assume. Triple Mox. I need to do something broken to beat that deck, I think. Triple Mox with Outcome, Mystic Confluence. Beautiful deck. So in this stage, I'm kind of targeting my opponent's hands consisting of like lands and counterspells. Demonic Tutor. That's probably a sick one. But I think I need to... Yeah, I'll just keep attacking. Activate Restless Vents. Played slow because of the counterspells I saw game 1. But I am going to play the Demonic Tutor. Wonder what I'm going to get. Demonic Tutor. I'm supposed to get something I can do. And Minsk. I mean, ideally even also attack, but I'm not sure that's possible. Snapcaster Mage. Mystic Confluence, I guess. Okay, that's sick. Mystic Confluence, what? Bouncing 3 creatures, maybe? Bouncing 2 creatures, drawing a card. That works. Am I still winning this race? I attack, and play that. Yeah, I think I am. Tough call. Tough call whether I believe these 2 cards are better than my opponent's hand. Maybe I do. So just attack with 1. Opponent blocks. Demonic Tutor resolves. I have 5 mana in play, so I'll have 7 mana next time. What can we do with 7 mana? Good old Thoughtseize plus Minskenboo. Does that take it down? I'm not convinced. I go to 8 when my opponent attacks. I go to 6 from the Thoughtseize. I have 7 mana next turn. That's 1 fewer than I would like. I take the Thoughtseize, play the tap land, and I pass. This is kind of crunch time. I feel like if my opponent has a great card, I lose. If they don't have a great card, I can be in good shape. Let's Thoughtseize. So I'm banking on that loose focus to be in the hand all game, basically. Okay. That's beautiful. So now, how do I play Magic? My opponent has nothing in hand. I can go Minskenboo, kill the click, draw a card. Maybe that's the... I don't want to lose to some random burn spell. So sack, kill, click, draw a card. Blood Chief's Thirst doesn't change anything. Attack for 1, and then I have lethal next turn. Yeah, I'm super proud of the sniffing out the loose focus. I feel like it's been in my opponent's hand forever. Let's see if we can reap the rewards of reading that. We kind of sculpt our whole game plan around not getting the Minskenboo countered by that card. And even the Demonic Tutor target was beautiful. Wow. That's the best feeling in Magic. Like when you sniff out, you kind of isolate, you look, you like you determine what can I actually beat, and then you just sculpt your whole game plan around it. Like, I really love it. The patience on the Minsk and Boo here really paid off. Obviously, if my opponent just had, no counters, I bought my opponent a lot of time, and it's bad. So there's really no way of knowing if it's, a good strategy or not. But just taking note of what I saw game one, and then really playing around that game two to eventually win the match because of it, right? Going for the Thoughtseize, clearing the way, Minsk and doing the click so I don't lose to like a top deck lightning bolt or whatever. A lot of small stuff there added up to the victory. And also, I mean, this deck was just great. Beautiful. We managed to rack up another 3-0 on camera. Always love that. A Jundra Animator, not an archetype I play often, but I mean, it surely worked out. Opening Black Lotus and stuff like that. I guess I was an Entomb short of an insane deck. But yeah, this is the end. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, see you tomorrow for more sweet magic.